Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome to the Anxious Generation Mental Health Conversation for Parents and Youth. We want to give you guys a quick recap of what we discussed during our conversation. But before we do that, I need you guys to invite and share, get the people in the room to let them be able to enjoy the resources, the conversation, and all of this good stuff that we have to give to our community. We are the Anxious Generation, and we come to discuss the mental health conversation for parents and youth. So I'm going to start with this lovely panel and let them introduce themselves so you can get familiar with them and see exactly what we have to offer. So I'm going to start from this way, but don't forget to invite and share and get the people in the room. All right, and let's start from this end. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Casey Domain. I am a licensed professional counselor for the state of Louisiana, and I provide psychotherapy services. So that's mental health counseling for individuals ages 13 and up, all virtual sessions. And I want to say that everything was so good tonight. It really was. And I hope that everyone was able to leave with some good insight. One thing that I think from our parent breakout session that was really, really great was about the importance of setting boundaries with our children as we focus on like living in a digital world and setting boundaries, but remembering to connect with them first versus controlling them. And that's very important so that our children remember that we care first about their mental health. We care first about how they feel. We care first for them to know that we love them and that we care. So it was very important. It was very good to talk about connecting versus controlling our children and how they, and their use with digital things, technology, just advancement in that area. A few things that I want to share that I hope that someone can use today is remembering that it's very important to just try to get more insight about what your child is into before taking a phone away, before taking a device away, before taking the game away. But learn more about like what is it that is that's so interesting to them. Why are they so interested in that? Get to know about it. Ask questions. Ask for deeper understanding. Let them know that you do care. Another thing is remembering to connect with the stakeholders in your child's life. That could be the teachers. That could be your children's coaches, the Sunday school teacher, the bus driver. The people that are spending time with your children. Connect with them and collaborate with them in your efforts to try to better understand your child. Another one that I really think that is that can help as it relates to connecting versus controlling is just to be able to set boundaries, but do it with your child's input. So allow them to give you ideas about what's comfortable. Allow them to maybe when you're setting boundaries, no phone at the table, or no phone when you're riding in the car, whatever that might be, whatever that might look like for you and your family. Allow your child to give input based off of what feels comfortable, and let them work through that with you, so that they feel like you're not just throwing them out there, or setting these boundaries and they have no say. It really would make them feel understood. It really would make them feel like you care if you allow them to have some input. So that's some very important things to remember, to choose connection over control.
That's good.
That's really good, Casey. My name is Kristen Nelson, and I am a youth ministry representative from Mount Zion Inner City. Tonight was really good for multiple reasons. I do want to thank our parents and our youth for coming out, and everybody had so much to offer. But one thing that stood out to me is the importance of vulnerability in the church, because it helps our youth to see, like, no, I don't have it all figured out. Yes, I can give you guidance. Yes, I can offer advice. But even while I'm doing that, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. And so if I allow you into my journey and let you see the vulnerable parts of me that you are mature enough to handle, and how I go to God and how I depend upon God and how I depend upon my healthy community to help me, it's a segue for them to be as vulnerable in order for us to help them. And when they are vulnerable, we cannot have our ears so sensitive to what they're telling us. We have to be open to their truth, whether it be right or wrong. Whatever their version of the truth is, we have to be willing to not just hear it, but listen to them in order for us to provide sound, I was about to say sound doctrine, but to provide sound advice. Nobody wants to feel as if they're being tolerated. You know, you want to know that you are seen, that you are heard, and what you have to say matters, and that I am invested in your life. And so as a youth ministry representative or someone who has worked with children in church, it is important, again, to be vulnerable with them as much as you can. And it's also to not have sensitive ears to the point where you are not able to receive their truth in order to help them. Because their version of the truth might not be the truth, but in order to give them the truth, you have to be willing to hear where they are, you know, in order to kind of replace that with what's important. One other thing that I'd like to share with our parents and with our community is that this is indeed a collective effort. It's very important in order for our children to know the truth. Not only do parents have to sow the truth into their children, but the church has a part to play in that. But as a parent, it's your job to bring them, you know. And so the resources can be in the house, but you have a responsibility to make sure that they have access to it. And a part of that access is making sure that they're here to receive it. And so I encourage you, if you are not in a healthy church or a place where you're receiving sound doctrine and a place where your children can be involved in church, you know, be prayerful and visit churches and see where you fit, so that you're not only your children but you. Because here's the reality: we want our children to have language for something that we may not have language for. That's the truth, you know. And in order for us to be impactful with our children, we too have some learning to do. And in order for us to learn, we have to be in an environment that's feeding us. And church has a big part to play in that. And so that's my piece. So I'll go on to the next person.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jocelyn Allen, and I am a school counselor. So one important piece that I want to hone in on is ensuring that we are building that bridge, keeping that connection between the school and home. The school has a lot of things to offer, and just speaking from as a counselor's perspective and working with my students, oftentimes they come in and they share many things with me, and they're scared to tell their parents. They're scared to go home and have that conversation. They don't even know how to initiate that conversation with their parents. And oftentimes I'm that connection, that bridge that will call the parent and say, hey, so-and-so is having an issue today. They're scared to come and talk about it. This happened at home. How can we get you here, get them here to have this conversation? Sometimes we just have the conversation over the phone. But using your village, using the people who your child trusts, and building a connection, because we can't, as parents, we're not going to always be everywhere with our child. So you do want to have those people around them who they can trust and who they can confide in, and you want to have that connection with that person as well, so that you can have a better insight on what is going on with my baby. How can I help them? And having that connection, it's going to also, you can utilize the resources that the schools offer. We offer many, many resources to help as even as a parent, if you're like, I don't even know how to help my baby, I don't know what to do. And that's why we're here. So if I could just say one important thing is get involved in your child's school, make that connection. Who's their counselor? Who are their teachers? Who are they with for those 8 to 10 hours a day? And what are they sharing with those that can help me at home be a better parent, make my child's life easier for them?
Yeah, that was very good. My name is Cody Edmond. Currently, I'm a 7th grade American history teacher, and I'm also the head cross country coach, assistant track coach, and assistant basketball coach at Blackman High School. And one impactful thing I wanted to take away from tonight's panel discussion is the importance of parents being present in their child's life and how that can affect their mental health. So we know that social media plays a big role in all our kids' lives. They see what they see on social media. They want to dress like those people. They want to have the things that they have. But as a parent, you have to be present in your child's life and let them know who they are and who they are for. And when they have that type of understanding, social media won't have that big of an impact on their lives, right? They're going to rely on you for that source of who they are, their identity. So a parent, and just a parent, you're not present if you're just in the house with them. You know, a lot of times we think that just because we're in the same household that we are in our child's life. But to be honest with you, if you're not having open dialogue and open communication and showing up to the events, you are an absent parent that's just in the house.
That's good.
You know, so shaping their mental health is your responsibility, and you can do that easily by just being present in their life.
That's good.
Hi, my name is Chloe Walker. I am an upcoming 10th grader at Brearley High School, and today was a very eventful day for me and everybody else that was present in the room. Everybody had good connecting thoughts. Everybody had a good opinion to talk about this whole entire time. The conversation kept flowing. Everybody was consistent, and I loved that. And for me, as a teenager, I feel like communication is a common misconception when it comes to parents and me myself. Like sometimes me and my mom can have arguments, and sometimes it was just kind of just a misunderstanding or miscommunication, and that can easily be fixed with just a talk of, okay, I understand why you did that, but you could have handled it a different way, or oh, well, next time you do this, don't put it in that tone, because sometimes it could be seen as attitude.
That's good.
And mostly, it's okay to get mad and express your feelings to your parent. And that's a good way in a good, healthy relationship to ensure that, okay, you feel angry, your mom knows that you're angry, okay, that's good. Keep expressing that angry feeling so I can get over it and help you get through it. And I feel like as a youth myself who has struggled with communication with my parents, as I get older, I realize that my parents shape who I am as a person and that they raised me to make me who I am today. And as I'm sitting here with these beautiful young people themselves, young, thank you. And a little small insight for the parents, please and always trust your child. That is a good way of like telling them, I trust you and I understand your feelings, and it's a good way to trust your child, listen to your child, and express how they're feeling. So.
My God, Chloe, you have been such an amazing blessing to us tonight. The way that you're able to articulate yourself, the way you're able to express your feelings. Thank you so much for being a part of this. You are the example of what we know we're raising around here in Plaquemine, Louisiana. Okay, we know that. Cody, Mr. Cody Edmonds, our Plaquemine High coach and teacher, our 7th grade teacher, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you see our children often. You see them. So what are some of the red flags that we can look for when we are thinking and concerned about our children's mental health?
Okay, so one red flag for sure is your child is an active child. You know, they like to play, they like to clown around, and you see them withdrawn or they're silent, putting their head down. I know in class, if I see a kid putting their head down, they're normally talkative. That's a red flag for me. That says usually, with my experience, that something happened at home, something might have happened with another student, and so I would say you might not want to force yourself on the child at that moment, but I usually say, hey, when you want to talk to me, I'm here and I'm available, and they'll usually come to me and tell me what happened or why they're feeling that way. But yeah, definitely one red flag is a change in behavior. So if you know it's a complete 180 from what they normally do, then you need to try to figure out what's going on with your child.
Yes, yes, yes.
Good.
Can-
Chime in,
can I add
Chloe. How
something?
could we? Yes, please.
A common misconception is bullying. That is something that is widely assumed throughout like middle school, high school, even elementary school. As somebody who has been bullied before, it can take a toll on you. Honestly, it can shape the way that you feel, the way that you act. Oh, I'm getting bullied because you don't like the way that my pants look. Oh, your pants are too high. Oh, your eyes are too big, too small. Your hair is too short, or you're too tall for this age. Or bullying can take a toll on you, honestly. And the way that it can shape you, it's never positive. And it's a good way, and I know that not everybody is gonna like heal from bullying because it can take a wide toll and like even go into a negative manager and it's like horrible. So for me, I feel like bullying is something that can be stopped and can be taken in a different way, or just be like, hey, I know you don't notice this, but like there's something on your pants, or like just plain kindness and helping. And I feel like I think that's good. I think that bullying can be stopped and that it should be changed into kindness instead.
I love the way you said that, the way that bullying can be, it can be corrected. Because bullying and the bully is also experiencing their own mental health struggle in that action. It's mental health in its rawest form. You know, I am taking out what I'm feeling on another person. So that is mental health really in the form of I need help. It's a cry for help more than it is a stab at your being and your character. So sometimes we do have to look at that. The bully is suffering their own mental health struggle, and this is the way that I'm reacting to my thoughts or my insecurities or the way that I'm being received or approached at home. It all plays a part. So we don't want to allow the bully to have free will, but we also want to be empathetic. It's all a part of that Christian walk that we said. I empathize with you. No, you don't have the right to hurt me, but let's talk about what's hurting you as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also, now that we're talking about that, what is a little nugget that we can just leave with our parents, something that they can take away? What was a takeaway for you, and what can you offer them? I'll start with Chloe. Let's go on this end. We'll start this way and go around.
Honestly, for me, I think that the parents should more focus on their child and how they should raise and shape their child, especially if your child is young. I feel like you should have a great connection with your child while they're young, so as they grow older, they have a good connection and can tell you everything. And as I said before, listen to your child. If they say something that is clearly wrong, you need to trust your gut or your mind and go with the right choice and be able to be like, okay, why is this happening? Is it at school? Is it your mind? Tell me now so I can like have a good insight on what's wrong and how I can fix it as a parent. So
Very good, very good. I would say something that parents should take away are two things. First is vulnerability. I know Christian touched on this earlier, but be vulnerable with your children. You don't want to make it seem like you never made any mistakes in your life. You know, every time that they do something wrong, you own them. And the second part was grace as well, right? Because this generation goes through things that we didn't go through as we was younger, just like our grandparents didn't go through the same things that we went as we were younger, right? They have access to so much different things, so many different images, pulling them the wrong way, that sometimes they do make the wrong decision. But as a parent, you be there for them and you show vulnerability. Hey, I didn't do everything right when I was younger. I made some mistakes, but I'm gonna be here with you through whatever you're going through. no matter what you feeling or what you done did, I'm gonna be here for you.
Can I add on that? Can I add on that? So when you talked about like generational things, like from grandparents to parents to children, it's good to not force the things that you went through onto your children. Like if you say, "Oh my God, when I was younger, I didn't have to do this." So
Right.
now that you're this age, I feel like you should do it too because I went through some struggles, so you should go through it too. Let your child be easy. I'm not saying like let them be codependent or like be dependent on you, but have their own independence and also be as strong as well. You can't make your child go through these struggles and expect them to come out the same outcome as you. So for me, I feel like let your child gain independence. Like how you said earlier, writing a check, sending an email, getting through college. Let them have that independence, but also don't let them be too dependent on to the point where they can't do anything.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Chloe.
If I could just give one little nugget, it would be to be involved in your child's educational process. Come out to the parent nights, come out to the informational sessions that we offer so you can understand what do my child need to graduate? What is offered at this school that can take my child to the next level? What's being offered that can help them build their future? What is being offered now where they could leave out of high school making money that I make with a master's degree? Be a part of that conversation early on. Know what your child's school has to offer, what dual enrollment programs they have to offer, what certifications are they offering, what can my baby get from here to help them build the next part of their life, because that's why we're here and we have those resources in the school. So check your child's Facebook page, the communication for the schools. Come out to those parent nights. We need our parents in the school. Come out, please.
That's good. For me, I think that sometimes we think parents have language for things that they don't have language for, or that by default, because you are of age, you're an adult, and so you are somebody's mom, so you should just know better. And sometimes that's just not the case. So my advice would be to, just as we think it's important, or we know it's important for our children to get help and to express themselves and all of those things, there are some parents that still have unhealed trauma from their own youth or situations they were never given language for. And by default or by accident, that stuff filters over to your children, on top of the fact that they live in a society where all of this stuff is just at their fingertips and in their face. And so not only is the child struggling, sometimes the parents are as well. So I think it's important that just like we are focusing on making sure that our children have outlets and resources, as a parent, if you need help, it's okay that you need help. It's okay that you need to maybe sit with a trusted friend or advisor, wise counsel, your pastor, go to church to learn ways to better communicate with your children, to unlearn some things.
Yes.
That's just the reality of it. We may be adults, but we are still learning too. So don't be afraid to ask for the help that you need, because we don't know it all. And the part about vulnerability, it's important for your children to see you asking for help when you need it, because then that makes them bold enough to say, well, if she needs help, then there's nothing wrong with me asking for help. And so, and I always say this, and I say this all the time, that my son is only 4, but those are the things that I want to model in front of him, because I don't want him stuck in an unnecessary cycle just because he was afraid to say, I need help or I don't know. And so as a parent, my advice is to model that vulnerability in front of your children and ask for the help that you need, because it takes a village and we all are learning together.
I'm glad that Kristen did go there, saying that it takes a village, because that's my main thing that I want parents to take from this. I want parents to understand that it's okay for others to help your child, and it's the main thing that you have to be able to implement in your household, in your conversations, with your children, is making sure that they know that it's okay. So like having those talks and letting them know like, yeah, it's okay. You can talk to your coach, you can talk to your teacher. But a lot of times I think that parents have their own issues of trusting other people.
That's good.
So they're not, a lot of times they are not letting their child know like it's okay to be open. It's okay to have connections with these people even though I don't know them, right? So I think the main thing is definitely recognizing that it does take a village and allowing that village to play a factor, in your child's life. Your school counselor calls, the principal calls, people from the school, or people in your family, and they saying certain things, and then you're just like you're not allowing it, and you're just dismissing it, and your child sees that and they're recognizing that. Allow them to see that you're taking it on advice from others. Allow them to see that you're taking on encouragement, or hearing from older generations or older people or whatever, but allow them to see that you're willing to learn new things, and also allow them to see that you're open to allowing other people into their lives that want to help them grow. Because they need to be able to know that other people are there other than you, because you can't do it all. Mamas, we can't do it all. Allow other people to be there for your child, and allow them to see that.
Just to kind of piggyback a little bit off of what Casey said, in having the community and other people to pour into your children, I think it's important that, because we have barriers now, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't. You have to be smart about who you allow into your life and all that, to speak into your children and all those things. But the reality is they are in community more than they are at home. But as adults, I think we have to rewrite that narrative too, because in today's society, we almost are, everybody's in their own box. Nobody's willing to step outside that box for the common good of everybody involved. And so in order for our children to receive the help that they need, and for you to get the help that you need, we have to foster those relationships. Just like what Jocelyn said, same thing as what Cody said. I think all of us are on one accord with that. We have to build those healthy relationships so that our children can know, if you can't talk to me, you can talk to Casey.
Right.
If you can't talk to me, you can talk to Fran. And no, you may not be able to bear all with everybody, but you have somebody.
Guys, this has been an incredible night. It really has. And what I've learned, and my takeaway from tonight, is that a lot of times we can say, well, the people not going to come out, or they're not going to show up, or we could do it and they're not going to come. We proved them wrong tonight.
Yes,
We
even
packed
in the
the
rain.
room. We packed the room, guys, of parents and students,
Oh, yes, we
professionals all around the community. We were able to do that, and that is a blessing, and I thank God for it. I thank God that we have started the conversation. The conversation is out there. They know, and our children see that we are concerned about them. The way that God is concerned about us, we are concerned about them. So we want everybody to keep the conversation going. It does not stop here. This was just the beginning. This was just the icebreaker, so they can know that everybody is coming together on one accord to be able to stand and serve for them in their community. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of tonight's discussion. We want to thank Pastor Handy and First Lady and the Mount Zion family for welcoming us in, and also for letting this conversation be a part of the church.
Yes,
Mental
yes.
health
Like I said,
is
it
a
takes a
conversation that needs to be a part of the church, and we don't want it to be taboo. And just like our student on the panel, Miss Chloe, said, is that sometimes we have to unlearn some things, guys. Sometimes it's not all, my mama did it, my grandma did it, if they did it this way, so I'm gonna do it this way. We're living in a different time, and it's okay for us to be wrong sometimes, parents. We're not always right. And it's okay to admit that to our children, because when they see that, they see humility. And humility is who we should, being in a state of humility is where we should always be. So guys, thank y'all once again. I want to let you guys know that Families Helping Families of Greater Baton Rouge has resources for you guys, and we are also partnering with the MIC Impact Center so that you guys can have firsthand information for all the things that you need. If those children need IEPs or 504 plans or advocacy in your IEP during your meeting, if you need some help, please get in touch with us. All of that information will be on our Facebook page. We are going to funnel all of that information out to you. If you guys are not connected with our Facebook page, it's time now to connect with Zion on social media, because everything you needed is an information hub, and we just thank God that we have this avenue of information to be able to go to when we need it. Guys, is there any last things that you would like to say? Oh, one more thing. We have Casey here. Miss Casey, y'all give it up for Casey. She is here all the time when we have her on staff, and actually we have a few professionals that we have that will be able to help you. So if you just need somebody to talk to, somebody who you know in a professional standpoint, not just your friend where y'all bouncing off ideas from each other, somebody who really is educated and has the answers for you. So once again, Miss Casey's information will be attached to our Facebook page as well. Thank y'all. Once again, guys, this is the Anxious Generation Mental Health Conversation for Parents and Youth. I need everybody to tap in, invite, and share. Please, this is going to help somebody, because it definitely helped me tonight. Did it help any one of you guys?
Yes.
It was
Definitely.
a blessing. Guys, invite and share, rewatch it, and get everybody excited for the next conversation. Right, Chris?
Next one.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. And guess what? We're going to need a bigger space because we packed our room tonight.
I know I can't wait.
That's right. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please invite and share. And until next time, this is the Mount Zion Inner City Impact Academy presents The Anxious Generation, a mental health conversation for parents and youth.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Nice.
Hey.